Greetings from the Bell Center in beautiful Montreal, Quebec. Tonight, the Montreal Canadiens look for further success as they defend their home ice against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Bill Peterson and Mike Weiss bringing you complete play-by-play and color commentary.
This French-Canadian crowd always gets up for their Habs. No matter who they play, they expect greatness. The Maple Leafs are just another team to these fans, and they expect to see a victory.
Toronto finished with another high point total in the Eastern Conference last year. This season, they are looking to better that total and take the Eastern Conference #1 seed for this year's postseason.
Toronto has built a great squad off of last year's success, and they're gunning for the top spot in the East.
The Canadiens are continuing in the rich hockey tradition the franchise has been known for over the past century.
A lot of Montreal's key players went down at critical times this year. The rest of the team really stepped it up and put them in the playoffs. With a healthy roster this season, who knows how far the Habs can go. Publications will tell you that this guy will never be a #1 defenseman, but folks, I totally disagree. Just watch Caberlet out there. Good instincts, few mistakes, and he can carry a team on defense alone. Patrice Brisebois is an offensive force on the ice. He can shoot, pass, and frustrate the heck out of the opposing team the way he moves that puck.
Sure sends it over to Koivu. Petrov sends it up to the center. Sent back over to Zednik. Sends it to Petrov. Moves it back to Zednik. Nice. Belfort loves that shot out of the air. Roberts brings it past the red line. He takes a snapshot. Man, what a save. Theodore sends it up to Koivu. Mogilny plays it up to the center, and he takes a wrist shot. Great save. I hope he can keep this up for the next 2 periods. Sure brings the puck to the zone. Brings it over the blue line. And he takes a wrist shot, and he is just getting warmed up. Belfort passes it off to Svela. Takes the puck up. Sundin carries it over the red line. Audette slides it over to Perron. Those saves are great warm-ups for the regular season. Brisebois brings the puck up through the zone. Renberg sends it off to Hoagland. Audette takes it past the red line. And he takes a wrist shot. Renberg sends it over to the right wing. McCauley carries it over the blue line. He plays it up to the center. The puck was behind him when he gloved it out of mid-air. Theodore sends it to his defenseman. Perreault brings it over the red line. He makes a quick pass to McKay. Audette sends it to the left wing. That is the kind of save that will set the tone for his team for the rest of the game. Belfort passes it behind the net to Berg. Koivu brings it past the blue line. He passes it back over to Zednik. Great save. McCauley passes over to Hoagland. And he takes a wrist shot. And looks like someone has done some work in the offseason. Travers takes the puck up through the zone. And he's checked by Sundin. Roberts brings the puck up. Takes it past the blue line. And he takes a wrist shot. He gave up his body to make that save. Travers sends it up to the center. Petrov carries it past the blue line. Belfort sends it back to the defenseman. Svela brings the puck through the zone. Mogilny centers it over to Sundin. If they have any chance of taking this game, he's got to continue to make stops like that. Shure passes over to Gilmore. He sends it up the center. Passes it over to Kilger. Passed back to Sure. Mogilny passes it over to Roberts. Brings it over the blue line. He gets knocked off the puck with a check. It's intercepted. Offsides is called.
Local heroes in the stands. Triathlete James Chow.
Kilger delivers a crushing check to his victim there.
To amateur athletes everywhere. Enjoy the game, James.
Kilger plays an aggressive style of hockey. By being aggressive, he can create scoring chances for his team.
Audette carries it past the red line. He lets the backhand check go. He isn't letting the shooter see any daylight behind him at all. And he takes a wrist shot. He made a great save. Theodore sends it to Rivet. Green passes it to Corson. Rivet sends it in front to Perreault. He passes it to Audette. He sends it to Markov. Brings it past the red line. Passes it to the right wing. Audette passes it over to the left wing. He shoots. Scores! The Montreal Canadiens strike first. The Montreal Canadiens draw first blood. Can you walk us through that sequence, Mike?
Folks, he got wrong-handed on that one, but he puts it past the goalie anyway.
Hoagland
takes the puck up.
By number 82.
Koivu moves it to Zednik. Hoagland carries it over the blue line.
Assist to
Passes it to
94.
Renberg. That shot hit the post, and they dodged a bullet there.
And to number 21.
McKay carries it over the red line. Bird sends it to the left wing. And he takes a wrist shot. What a save!
45 seconds.
Quintal passes it over to Koivu. That was a hard hit by McKay. He passes it over to Zednik. He looks to be on his game tonight. He blows the whistle for offside. Hey, Mike, take us through the replay.
Whoa, that clang of the puck off the post could be heard all the way up here, Bill.
Svela sends it to Sundin. Save made by Belfort. Belfort plays it up to the center. Roberts takes it past the red line. He passes back to the defenseman.
The Canadiens play a fast style of hockey. I hope they can keep up.
Shure sends it up to Gilmore. Dackle passes it off to Kilger. Knocked down with the blocker. Mogilny carries it past the red line. And he takes a wrist shot. That save shows he came into camp ready to play this season. Brings it past the blue line. Gilmore passes it over to the left wing. Svela brings the puck up through the zone. Takes it past the blue line. Mogilny sends it back to McCabe. Roberts passes it to the right wing. Quintal sends it off to Zednik. Brings it over the red line. He passes it to the right wing. Amazing! Belfour just got his glove on the puck. Hoagland moves it back to McCauley. He looks to be in mid-season form with goaltending like that. Theodore passes to the defenseman. Petrov brings the puck up, and they go offsides.
Jose Theodore really came into his own last year. He could work on his ability to spring up after a save, especially since he gets caught flopping on the ice. Experience as a top netminder is going to help his consistency.
Oh, my goodness. That happened so fast, I need to see it again.
Theodore uses the glove to wipe away that shot.
Corson brings it past the red line. Green sends it back over to Tucker. He passes it over to Belak. Corson moves it back to Lume. He slides it to Tucker. He sends it back over to Lume. Perreault takes the puck up through the zone. Carries it past the blue line. He plays it back over to McKay. Belfour sends it in front to Belak. He moves it over to Tucker. Gets it over to the left wing. Play stops as the goalie covers up. The Toronto Maple Leafs are behind right now, but in general are poised to take the next step. What's your take, Mike?
The Leafs have the potential to win it all. They just need for things to start coming together for them.
Face off to the left of Theodore. He lets the backhand shot go. Great save. I hope he can keep this up for the next two periods. The Montreal Canadiens have the advantage right now in this game. Are there any other things our viewers should know about this team?
All the pieces are here from the team that made a run in the 2002 playoffs. The Canadiens are hoping those same guys will lead them back to the postseason this year.
Got a face-off to the left of Theodore. Takes the shot. With saves like that, it could be a long night for them. Koivu sends it up to the center. Petrov brings it over the blue line. Save by Belfour. Hoagland takes the puck up. Back over to McCauley.
Let's face it, the Canadiens have a great history. Montreal knows good hockey. They hope to bring another cup home for their fans.
Travers sends it to the left wing. Sundin makes a centering pass to Roberts. Petrov brings the puck to the zone. Koivu passes it over to the left wing. Zednik sends it to the left wing. He sends it over to Petrov. Man, what a save. Mogilny carries it over the blue line. Blocked out front. Theodore sends it over to the right wing. Koivu brings it past the blue line.
The Canadians are a quick team. They love to keep an upbeat tempo.
McKay slides it to Hoagland. McKay passes over to Audette. Sent back over to Rive. Renberg plays it up to the center. Carries it over the red line. Audette takes it past the blue line. Belfour sends it up to the center. Hoagland takes it past the red line. And he takes a wrist shot. Those saves are great warm-ups for the regular season. McKay brings the puck up, carries it past the blue line. And he takes a wrist shot. It looks like someone has done some work in the offseason. Moves it back to Brisebois. Perreault sends it back over to Soure. Mogilny brings the puck up through the zone. And he takes a wrist shot. Great save. Hoagland thought there was an easy tally there, but gets stoned by Theodore. Face-off to the right of Theodore. Gilmore passes it over to Dackel. Carries it past the red line. He sends the puck back to Quintal. Checked hard by Spela. Corson takes the puck up through the zone. Sends it back to the defenseman. He relays it to Tucker. He sends it on to Green, and he is just getting warmed up. Kilger passes over to Gilmore. Berg passes it to the right wing. McKay sends it over to Green. Kilger brings it over the red line. He passes it back to Dackel. Corson brings it past the red line. Markov passes it over to Zednik. Centering pass to Petrov. He slides it over to Markov. Zednik sends it over to the right wing.
They may not be the biggest team out there, but they might have the biggest hearts in the league. They were inspired throughout the 2001-2002 season by their captain, Saku Koivu.
This face-off is to the right of the goalkeeper. Spela moves it over to Sundin. Mogilny carries it over the blue line. And he covers up.
Brisebois turns him into road pizza, leveling him to the ice.
This face-off is to the right of the goalkeeper. Petrov passes it to Zednik. Brings it past the blue line. Passes to Koivu. That save shows he came into camp ready to play this season. Vicious check by Soure. Renberg moves it back over to Hoagland. He takes the slap shot. He centers the puck. Offside.
Of 20 or more for a home game this season, and you could save over 35%.
Belfour rarely gives up rebounds, but when he does, the other team knows they need to pounce on them.
The replay should give us a better look.
Belfour reaches the glove out and makes the save.
Quintal takes the puck up. McKay takes it past the red line. Travers sends it over to Perrault. Over to the right wing. Audette sends it up over to Quintal. Passes over to the left wing. He gave up his body to make that save. Face off to the left of Belfort. He sends it back over to Brisebois. Sure passes it over to the left wing. Mogilny passes it off over to Roberts. McKay takes it past the blue line. Passed back to Perrault. Audette sends it back to Brisebois. Roberts carries it past the red line. Audette brings it over the blue line. Long pass over to Mogilny. Carries it past the blue line. He passes it to Sundin. Theodore sends it off over to Brisebois. He passes it off over to Perrault. Audette carries it over the blue line.
The Canadians aren't the youngest team in the league, but they have veterans, which every team needs.
We've got a face-off to the left of Belfort. Svela slides it over to Renberg. Carries it over the red line. Quintal passes over to Petrov. He plays it back over to Koivu. Hoagland passes it to McCauley. Passes it to the right wing. Zednik brings the puck through the zone. Brings it past the blue line. And he takes a wrist shot. Renberg passes to Caberlet. Zednik sends it to Koivu. Sent back to Petrov. Face off to the left of Belfort. And he's checked by Roberts. Koivu passes it to the right wing.
1 minute.
And he takes the step shot. He looks to be in mid-season form with goaltending like that. Mogilny brings it over the red line. He takes the backhand shot.
Is your seat horrible? Well, if you are in section
Mike, we're seeing some nice defensive play by Roberts.
Seats 2 and 3.
Roberts tends to be a little over-aggressive sometimes, but that can lead to many scoring opportunities.
Sure sends it over to the right wing. Dackel brings it past the red line. Moves it back to Gilmore. Sure passes it to the right wing. He sends the puck back to Brisebois. Belfort moves it over to McCabe. Dackel moves it back over to Gilmore. The Montreal Canadiens hold the lead after period 1, 1-0. Mike, what's your take after the first period?
The Maple Leafs are doing well in shots on goal, Bill, but they just need to get it past the goaltender.
It's showtime, folks. Brisebois passes it over to Petrov. He passes it to the right wing. And he takes a wrist shot. What a save! Belfort sends it back to the defenseman. Mogilny takes it past the red line. He passes it to the left wing. Sure passes it over to Zednik. Koivu takes it past the blue line. He passes it back to Petrov. He's got to continue to make saves like that to keep them in this contest. He sends it back to Surrey. Brisebois plays it up to the center. Roberts sends it to Mogilny. Sends it over to Sundin. Great save! He's taken up where he left off last period. Koivu sends it up over to Petrov. Bone-crushing hit by Coberley. Blocked up front. He passes it on to Quintal. Mogilny passes it off to Sundin. Brings it over the blue line, and he takes a wrist shot. Looks like someone does not want to see overtime. Koivu carries it past the red line. Petrov gets it over to Zednik. He's coming up big to keep them in the hunt. Belfort sends it off to McCabe. Passes it over to Sundin. Roberts carries it past the blue line. Sundin can't believe he didn't score there. What a great save. Berg slides it over to McCabe. That save protects their one-goal lead. McCauley thought there was an easy tally there, but gets stung by Theodore. We've got a face-off to the left of Theodore. Perreault brings the puck up, carries it over the blue line. He centers it to McKay. Man, what a save. Belfort sends it up to the center. McCauley carries it over the red line. That was a hard hit by Surrey. And he takes a wrist shot. What a save. Theodore sends it in front of the net. He gets knocked off the puck with a check by Perreault. Audette brings it over the red line. Vicious check by Kilgore. Lume sends it to his defenseman. Renberg brings it past the red line. Markov passes to Gilmore. Brings it past the blue line. He sends it over to Kilgore. He passes it over to Dackel. And he takes a wrist shot. That was a great save. Belfort sends it in front over to Svela. Passes it over to McCauley. Short pass to Hoagland. Svela sends it in front over to Caberlet. Petrov passes over to Koivu. Passed back to Traverse. Passes over to the left wing. Petrov takes it past the blue line. Fastest glove in the league. McCauley passes it to Renberg. Petrov sends it over to Zednik. Over to the right wing. Petrov sends it back over to Brisebois. Petrov thought there was an easy tally there, but gets stung by Belfort. McKay moves it to Audette. Surrey sends it to the left wing. And he takes a wrist shot. Perreault sends it over to the right wing. Audette plays it up to the center. Pass into the corner. He passes it to Brisebois. Well, some teams will beat themselves if you wait long enough, but not the Canadians.
The Canadians don't spend much time in the penalty box. They're a disciplined team who don't let their emotions land them in the box.
Face off to the left of Belfour. Green passes it over to the left wing. It looks like someone has done some work in the offseason. They go offsides. Theodore logged a nice save there, Mike.
Can he be a consistent netminder? Theodore had a breakthrough season, but needs to show he can do it again. He faces a lot of shots, so his team will need him to be solid back there.
Carberlay passes it to Spela. He slides it over to Corson. Takes it past the red line. The Montreal Canadiens are looking to win tonight with this lead. Mike, any other info about them you can share with us?
Health is going to be the key to the Habs' success this year. They were able to squeak into the 2002 postseason despite having 3 of their top 4 guys out.
We're going to have a face-off to the right of Belfour. Tucker brings the puck up through the zone. He passes it to the left wing. Green passes it to Corson. He plays it back over to Tucker. He stoned him. And he takes a wrist shot. If they want to stay in this game, he's going to have to continue to make saves like that. Travers passes it to the right wing. Petrov sends it to the left wing. Belak sends it over to Mogilny. And he's checked by Roberts. Petrov carries it past the red line. Belak sends it up to Sundin. And he takes a wrist shot. Petrov takes the puck up. Brings it over the blue line. And he takes a wrist shot. Sundin passes it over to the left wing. Roberts carries it past the blue line. He moves it to Mogilny. Pass over to Berg. Looks like we're going to see a penalty here.
And it looks like they're going to get a power play opportunity off of this one, Bill. Now, as a captain, he can get away with a little back talk to the ref.
Toronto penalty
Perreault
to number
passes it
89.
off over to Audette.
Alexander Mogilny, 2 minutes.
He makes a
For
centering
hooking.
pass.
Time
That
of the
was a
penalty,
huge
8
save
minutes,
by
14
Belfour.
seconds.
Markov sends it over to the right wing. Check hard by Sundin. Audette moves it back over to Quintal. We're going to see a penalty call here.
Oh, now that was a really bad time to take a penalty.
Well, what is a good time for a penalty, Mike?
Berg, just like all players, doesn't agree with the call.
Face-off to the right of Belfour.
Toronto penalty to number 8, Aki Berg, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 8
Brisebois
minutes,
sends it to the left
58
wing.
seconds.
Zednik carries it over the red line. He relays it to Koivu. Those saves are great warm-ups for the regular season. Surek brings it past the red line. Petrov passes to the defenseman.
Belfour is so quick. When it looks like the puck's in the goal, his glove flies into the air and grabs it.
Hey, Mike, show us the play again, will you?
Belfour takes the blocker and redirects the shot away.
You've got a face-off to the left of Belfour. Koivu passes it to the right wing. He centers the pass. Passes it to the right wing. Penalty over. Brisebois sends it up to the center. Petrov sends it over to the right wing. He sends it over to Koivu. Sure sends it back over to Brisebois. What a save by Belfour.
The Canadians are a scrappy team that doesn't give up. They have a great core group of guys that can help them in the future.
He winds up with a shot. Save! Belfour gloves that shot out of the air. Bone-crushing hit by Green. The penalty has now expired. Quintal brings the puck through the zone. And he takes a wrist shot. Great save to keep this game close. Hoagland carries it over the blue line. He passes it to the right wing. And he takes a wrist shot. Nice save. Theodore just got his glove on the puck. Renberg sends it off to McCauley. Grabbed out of the air. Theodore slides it to Petrov. Rivet passes to Koivu. Hoagland takes the puck up through the zone. He takes a snapshot. Stopped by Theodore. Theodore sends it back to the defenseman. McKay makes a long pass to Audette. The Montreal Canadiens are leading here. Mike, tell us a little more about that.
Having one of the lowest penalty minute totals in the league will keep Montreal in contention.
Face off to the left of Theodore. Brings the puck up, brings it over the red line. Perreault passes it to the right wing. Brisebois sends it to his defenseman. We're going to have a face-off to the right of Belfour. Gilmore sends it back to the defenseman. Mogilny brings the puck up through the zone. And he takes a wrist shot. He is determined to get out of here in regulation. Kilger takes it past the red line. Sent back over to Sure. The whistle blows for offside. Tonight's game shows you that you won't see many costly errors from a team like the Canadiens.
The Canadians don't take too many penalties. So far, they've hardly racked up any minutes.
Travers passes to Quintal. Dackel takes it past the blue line. Gilmore moves it back to Kilger. Deflected out front by Belfour. Corson carries it past the red line. He sends it off to Green. Great save. Kilger carries it over the red line. Moves it back over to Travers. Svela takes the puck up. Audette makes a long pass over to McKay. Perreault sends it over to the right wing. Great save! He's taken up where he left off last period. Belfort passes to the defenseman. Svela sends it in front to Caberlet. Brings the puck through the zone. He sends the puck back over to Green. McKay takes the puck up through the zone.
Please turn to the center section of your souvenir program. If you have the lucky sticker, you've won 2
Belfort
tickets to our
is
next
so
home
quick
game.
with the glove that it makes it tough to score on him.
Let's see that again from a different angle.
Belfort slides the legs out there and blocks the shot with the pads.
He sends it back to Surrey. McKay passes it over to Mogilny. Brings it past the blue line. He takes the snapshot. Brisebois plays it up to the center. Perreault brings it past the red line.
The Canadians love fast-paced games. That's where they feel most at home.
Surrey sends it back to the defenseman. Petrov sends it to his defenseman. Hoagland brings it over the red line. He passes it back to Berg. McCauley passes it to the right wing. Surrey sends it over to Koivu. Renberg sends it up to the center. Zednik sends it over to the right wing. Petrov takes it past the red line. Passed back over to Surrey. And he takes a wrist shot. Knocked down in front by Belfort. McCauley carries it past the blue line. Renberg plays it up to the center. Quintal moves it over to Petrov. Carries it past the red line. Zednik brings it over the blue line. He lets the backhand shot go. That save shows he came into camp ready to play this season.
The Canadians are most effective when the pace of the game is fast.
Face off to the right arm, Belfort. Perreault sends it back to Traverse. He passes back to the defenseman, passes it to the right wing. Audette carries it over the blue line. He plays it back to McKay. Caberlet brings the puck up, takes it past the blue line. He slides it to Mogilny. Sent back over to Sundin. Oh, Theodore loves that shot out of the air. Perreault brings it past the blue line. Moves it back to Surrey. Passes over to Audette. He looks to be in mid-season form with goaltending like that. Svela passes it over to Mogilny. Carries it past the blue line. Short pass to Sundin. Sends it back to the defenseman. McKay passes to the defenseman.
1 minute remaining.
Audette brings the puck up through the zone. He sends the puck back to Brisebois. Berg passes it over to Renberg. He passes it back to McKay. McCauley sends it over to Berg. Hoagland brings the puck through the zone. Over to the right wing. And he takes a wrist shot. Save made by Theodore. Petrov sends it up to the center. And he takes a wrist shot. What a save! As the teams head for the locker room, it's the Montreal Canadiens, 1-0. You have any words of wisdom after 2, Mike?
The Maple Leafs need to shoot more if they want to take the lead.
We're ready to start up the next period. Travers sends it to his defenseman. Quintal carries it over the red line. Roberts brings it over the blue line. He passes it over to Sundin. Zednik sends it up to Koivu. He passes it on to Petrov. Sends it to Zednik. Caberlet passes it off to Roberts. Mogilny carries it over the blue line. Gets it over to the left wing. Petrov sends it off over to Koivu. He passes it off over to Zednik. He passes it up the center. Brisebois slides it to Koivu. He sends it back to Zednik. He plays it back over to Sure. Roberts passes to Mogilny. Brings it past the red line. Passed back over to Roberts. Theodore sends it in front to Sure. Takes the puck up. McKay passes it to the right wing. Audette pass intercepted. McCauley brings it over the red line. He is looking for the win with goaltending like that. That was a hard hit by McKay. Audette takes it past the blue line. Berg takes the puck up through the zone. McCauley moves it back over to Hoagland. Quintal passes it over to Perrault. Passes it over to McKay. Belfour sends it over to the right wing. Renberg brings the puck up through the zone. Brings it past the blue line. Petrov plays it up to the center. Koivu passes it over to the left wing. Sent back over to Zednik. Travers passes it to the right wing. Oh, it's intercepted. He gets knocked off the puck with a check by Hoagland. And he takes a wrist shot. He's continued to make saves like that throughout this game.
Quintal came through like an 18-wheeler for that hit. Quintal is a strong checker. When the opposition see him coming, they know to get out of the way.
We're going to have a face-off to the right of Theodore. Mogilny sends it back to Roberts. Sundin sends it to the left wing. What a save! Theodore has been playing great all game, making save after save. Svela sends it up to the center. He plays it up to the center. And he takes a wrist shot. Save by Theodore. Moves it back over to Roberts. He sends it up the center. Sundin passes it over to the left wing. He sends the puck back over to Mogilny. Intercepted. He passes back to the defenseman. Gloved out of the air. The Montreal Canadiens have the advantage right now in this game. Are there any other things our viewers should know about this team?
All the pieces are here from the team that made a run in the 2002 playoffs. The Canadiens are hoping those same guys will lead them back to the postseason this year.
This face-off is to the right of the goalkeeper. Perrault sends it to Audette. Carries it past the blue line. He takes a snapshot. That save keeps them down only one goal. Belfour passes it over to McKay. Green takes it past the red line. He passes it to the right wing. Tucker plays it up to the center. He covers it up.
Eddie can be a real streaky goalie. He needs to concentrate at all times in the net to be successful. Belfour's got to avoid the conflicts that will get him off his game and take the bumps in the road in stride.
Mike, can you shed some light on that last play?
Belfort is really using the glove well here.
Face off to the right of Theodore. He lets it fly. Petrov sends it up to the center. Koivu brings it over the blue line. He passes it back over to Sure. Zednik sends it into the corner. He takes the shot. Belfort sends it back to the defenseman. Mogilny carries it over the blue line. Centers it to Sundin. He sends it up the middle to Roberts. Is he a bricklayer? Because he's been putting up a wall in front of the net all night long. Petrov moves it over to Koivu. He passes it to the left wing. Svela plays it up to the center. Macaulay carries it over the red line. Hoagland moves it back over to Caberlet. Quintal passes it to Zednik. Petrov carries it past the red line. Saves like that are what's keeping them in this game still. Caberlet brings the puck up. Renberg takes it past the blue line. He passes it to Hoagland. Denied. Theodore has shut down their offense all night long. Travers sends it to Perreault. Audette sends it back over to Quintal. Corson sends it up to Tucker. Brings it past the red line. And he takes a wrist shot. Stopped. Theodore has been playing great all game, making save after save. Audette sends it off to Markov. He lets the slap shot go. Tucker passes to the defenseman. Green brings it past the blue line. Markov slides it to McKay. McKay passes it off to Mogilny. Gilmore passes over to Kilger. He takes the slap shot. He plays it up to the center. Gilmore takes it past the red line. Vicious check by Caberlet. Mogilny brings it over the red line. Sundin moves it over to Roberts. He sends it back over to Mogilny. Sure sends it to the left wing. Kilger carries it past the blue line. Sends it back to the defenseman. Mogilny brings the puck through the zone. Brings it over the blue line. He is looking for the win with goaltending like that. Sure takes the puck up. Brisebois sends it to his defenseman. Kilger passes to Tackle. Takes the shot. It looks like someone has done some work in the offseason. Travers sends it over to the right wing. He's got to continue to make saves like that to keep them in this contest. Caberlet passes it over to Macaulay. Renberg sends it up to the center. Theodore plays it up to the center. Koivu carries it over the red line. Zednik passes it to the right wing. He's coming up big to keep them in the hunt. Travers takes the puck up through the zone. McCabe sends it to Roberts. Carries it over the blue line. Travers passes to the defenseman. Zednik passes it over to the left wing. Koivu takes it past the blue line. And he takes a wrist shot. Good save! Belfort! Blocker save! Mike, I'm impressed by the defensive single-mindedness shown by Berg.
Berg is a great checker. The opposition always has to be on the lookout for him.
This faceoff is left of the goal. And he takes a wrist shot. Deflected out front by Belfort. Vila passes it to Mogilny. Roberts sends it over to the right wing. He lets the slap shot go. Sure moves it over to Brisebois. McKay brings it past the red line. Sundini brings the puck up through the zone. Mogilny sends it to the left wing. McKay can't believe he didn't score there. What a great save. Rivet brings the puck up. He sends it over to Audette. Pass back over to Perron. Man, what a save. Tucker passes it to Caberlet.
Ed Belfour is a two-time Vezina Trophy winner, taking home the top prize for goalies in 91 and 93.
Hey, Mike, what does the replay show?
Belfour finds the leg pads easier to block with than skate with.
Koivu passes it over to the left wing. McCauley sends it to Berg. Passes it over to Hoagland. Carries it past the red line. He passes it to Renberg, protecting the one-goal lead. Theodore sends it up to Koivu. Brings it over the red line. Petrov brings it past the blue line. Deflected off the blocker. Belfour sends it in front to McCabe. He slides it over to Renberg. Passes over to the left wing. Hoagland carries it past the blue line. He moves it over to McCauley. He's continued to make saves like that throughout this game. Svela sends it up to the center. Renberg sends it back to the defenseman. McCauley brings it over the blue line. Passes it to the right wing. Renberg sends it off over to Svela. Petrov slides it over to Koivu. Zednik carries it over the blue line. Svela sends it in front over to Caberlet. Sundin passes to the defenseman. Svela takes the puck up. Roberts passes it off to Caberlet. Svela passes over to Sundin. Audette passes to Perreault. Mogilny takes it past the blue line. Sure passes it over to McKay. Perreault takes it past the red line. Sundin sends it to Lume. Roberts brings it past the red line. He takes the backhand shot. Is he a bricklayer? Because he's been putting up a wall in front of the net all night long. Sure brings the puck through the zone. Tucker makes a long pass over to Corson, and he takes a wrist shot. He was robbed. Theodore has shut down their offense all night long. Checked hard by Berg. Gets it over to the left wing. Corson carries it past the blue line. He is looking for the win with goaltending like that. He passes it to the right wing. Tucker sends it to the left wing. And he's checked by Quintal. Dackel takes the puck up through the zone. Pass to Kilger. McCabe passes it to Green. Tucker carries it over the red line. Corson plays it up to the center. Gilmore brings the puck up through the zone. Brings it past the blue line. He lets the backhand check go. Glove save! McCabe brings the puck up. Renberg brings it over the blue line. He relays it over to McCauley. Koivu takes the puck up. Petrov carries it over the blue line. In a close game, winning these faceoffs is big. Mogilny brings the puck through the zone. Zednik passes it to the right wing. He sends it over to Petrov. Those saves are great warm-ups for the regular season. Roberts moves it over to McGillney. Terrific save. Theodore has been playing great all game, making save after save.
Eddie Belfour's got a real temper, folks, and he has trouble keeping it under control. He's been able to handle the pressure in the past, but it looks like it may be finally getting to Belfour. More days off would really help his mental stability.
Take it away, Mike.
Belfour uses the blocker for what it was intended, sending the puck away.
Everything is magnified late in the game, including faceoffs. And he takes a wrist shot. And the goalie covers up to stop play. Mike, we're seeing some nice defensive play by Surrey.
Surrey can single-handedly change the flow of a game. Being aggressive isn't always bad.
Winning the faceoff becomes even more crucial at the end of the game. Caberlet sends it back to the defenseman.
They may not be the biggest team out there, but they might have the biggest hearts in the league. They were inspired throughout the 2001-2002 season by their captain, Saku Koivu.
McKay moves it back to Surrey. Perreault carries it past the red line. Over to the right wing. Berg passes it over to McKay. Perreault sends it back to Audette. Great save. Belfour sends it up to the center. Sundin brings it over the red line. The Toronto Maple Leafs need more firepower and are going to the extra attacker. Surrey plays it up to the center. Berg sends it up over to Roberts. He passes back to the defenseman.
Let's face it, the Canadiens have a great history. Montreal knows good hockey. They hope to bring another cup home for their fans.
It's really important to win the faceoffs now. Koivu sends it over to Zednik. He takes the slap shot. That one just catches the post. He passes it up the center. It's sent down the ice. Goal! Empty net. Let's take a look at that again.
Well, that should just about put an end to this game, Bill.
Famous last word. Caberlet sends it on to Spela. He takes the snapshot. Save by Theodore.
Assist to number 11.
Goal! Last-minute goal from the Toronto Maple Leafs. The visitors needed a score there.
Time of the goal, 19 minutes, 21 seconds.
McCauley was able to score because the defense was simply overwhelmed.
You know, I'm sure the goalie thought there was no room down low, but the puck squeaked through anyway.
Toronto goal scored.
Petrov slides it to Zednik. Oh, crushing it. Oh, it's intercepted. He plays it back to Petrov. McCauley takes it past the red line. That save protects their one-goal lead. McCauley is playing impressively, Mike. What do you think?
McCauley has great speed, and great speed creates a lot of scoring chances.
It can be to win the majority of faceoffs late in the game. The Montreal Canadiens come out ahead here 2-1. Mike, let's hear your thoughts on this game.
You know, you really have to have discipline to win those close games, and they showed it.
That ends ESPN's coverage of tonight's game. Good night from the Bell Center.
And now, for the 3 stars of the game, the number 3 star, Donald Audette. The number 2 star, Ed Belfour. The number 1 star, Jose Theodore.